Welcome to TimeBolt Office Hours on February 2nd, 2023. You are live with Doug and Quinston. We are here to answer your questions, check your workflows, and make sure you generally just get the best out of TimeBolt. We talk about new product developments, marketing, talk a lot about support tickets, if there are any for that week. It looks like today, we have to go ahead and get straight into answering any questions, talk about any troubleshooting next. Million, how you doing?
Hello, man. How are you doing?
Nice to see you again.
How are you?
Now, where are you? You're located somewhere exotic. Denmark?
Yeah,
Norway?
you could call it exotic. It's Spain. It's
Spain.
Mallorca.
There you go.
Mallorca,
Nice.
where the Hollywood stars go here. Who's it? Dustin Hoffman, the thing here. I don't understand because Hawaii is closer and you pretty got the same thing. They want the Europe flair, maybe.
Spain, I hear it's a beautiful country. My girl that I'm talking to, she's in the Air Force. She just got back from Spain. Whatever the hell you guys were happening in Spain, I guess stays.
He's a fighter pilot.
Yeah, there you go.
Air Force.
We won't go further. We won't go much further than that. But
Man,
you've been to
You're
Spain.
the top girl.
Okay.
It's on you.
That's a red flag. That's a red flag. It's awesome. Gone there for work. I love to visit the country. Is there anything in particular we can help you out with today?
I'm jumping back and forth between tools, and I see and love the development TimeBolt is doing. And I think we talked about it some weeks before. I just wanted to ask you how far it's come along, because I'm searching pretty much for the ultimate tool and workflow to make YouTube shorts, because we had great success with them. And it grew insanely since I started to make YouTube shorts. But the thing right now is TimeBolt is really great for cutting out and shorten the video. But it would be even quicker and more awesome. That's the one. Can I name competitors or rather not?
Feel free.
The one thing better with Wisecut is that it does some automatically, but it's super clunky. If you have to do some editing after that, it's a nightmare. I would love to use TimeBolt. It would be, I think, super easy to implement if it just does some kind of algorithm that you can say for every cut you made automatically in Wisecut, just jump in 25% center, and on the next cut, you understand me what I'm saying?
Punch in, punch out, good.
Punch in, punch out, but just do one automatic, because you automatically edit out the fuck ups, the ums, the ams. That's where I always do manually punch in, punch out, doing always the same thing. Punch in 25%. Punch out 25%. Would be awesome if you could set something when you just before you render or after, that just jump back between these both two. And then if you want, you can make some customization and do something fancy one time, 50% manually. But then I have the video ready in no time.
The idea is to do automatic punch in, punch out. You want to, for example, if there are alternative clips, the first clip will be normal. The next clip will be punched in 25%. The next clip will be normal. The next clip after that will be punched in 25%. And you want to do it automatically.
Always after the red. That's what I do now.
What if there can be a button? What if there is a button next to the timeline which you click, and then you can select what kind of behavior you want. You click that button and then it happens automatically. Instead of
awesome, because not everybody wants it, but if it would be an option, it would be awesome, because it gets I don't know, it's a videographer rule. I don't know if all they imply a jump cut. You should, if you're not working with two cameras, you should always have something jump in, jump out. I think it would be great help for a lot of content creators.
That's actually possible. We can do that, yes.
Just random.
Does it happen? No, not randomly. This is not random. This is alternative. So every alternative cut, you start with a normal cut. The next cut after that, which you have, will be punched in, and then the next cut after that will be punched in.
That would be save so much time, because right now what I do, I look at it, and then you cut something out, something is red. After that, the green part, press the P. I go to the next one. I now learned of the shortcuts, the P shortcut. I didn't know that before. I just saw it in the calling of the last thing. I don't know if you have put it in the on the website, because I couldn't find it. I could only find the old shortcuts and that would be save much time if it would use something automatic.
That's actually interesting. We can do that. Yes.
Well, yes, and we just went live yesterday with our new features page, which is microsites for each one of our features to talk about exactly what it does, how to access it. It's all indexed, reference to a single index, everything you need on one page. And part of that is the with punch, you've got your P key, you hit that three times, going to punch in, and then you got Alt or Option depending on what machine you got, and your arrow keys. That actually allows you to.
I just learned about it. I was looking up man, there must be a key. It's so annoying to always right click and then choose center 25 and blah, blah, blah. But I searched around the website and haven't found it. But it was
we just got all that taken care of. Yes, we do have quick keys. Is there, as far as the content that you're making, and Ethan, I look forward to talk with you here in just 1 second. Get to it. It's, as far as the content you're making for these YouTube shorts, are you only making YouTube shorts? Or are you making a YouTube starting with a long, going with a YouTube video, and then making shorts out of it?
both things. I do some deliberate YouTube shorts, cut out parts of my long form. But for that I have used TimeBolt before, because I think that would be not the ideal. Because then I have to, I don't know, well, maybe I don't know. I have to just use a part of the video and make a short out of it. I think that's easier with others.
And are you rendering in TimeBolt, or are you exporting to a design?
I'm rendering in TimeBolt, but
okay.
I got other video guy. I think he uses Premiere and he does the shorts. But I'm looking for ways. Sometimes he's not available, and I said, this is super hot. I need to make something, and I want to make it myself. Then.
All right, perfect. Well, let me show you something, Max, that might help you. We have a new feature called markers, and what this is, make sure we can. Markers allows you to go through and imagine an inverse pyramid. You got your 30-minute video, then you're going to knock that down into 15 minutes usable content for a long form on YouTube, and then you might have 2 minutes worth of short highlight reels. What you want to do, what we made it to where is you're not doing two different projects. As you're going through and figuring out what you're cutting and keeping, you can click the, let's say, well, while we wait, Quincy, the start of a new, this is something important. It's the start of a new topic. What we're going to do is hit the letter M, and that's it's a marker. It sets a marker as you're going through, and then all of a sudden, this isn't a talking head video. Obviously, if you're talking head, you're going to have better timeline and stuff. I hit M. I keep going through. That was an important part, and I click M. Now let's just say I've got I could have 20 different sections that add up to 2 minutes. You can go once you go through it on that first pass, and you cut out all the stuff you don't want, and then you apply your markers. Now I can hit only mark cuts. Well, while we wait, Quincy, for Mo, CP jumps on, so you just put in. Okay, so yeah, now you've got only your mark cuts to deal with for your shorts, right? Now you can go down here, hit add to render queue, start rendering, add your turbo mode to it. That's what I typically like, activate turbo mode. I don't really put out video without doing this. But then you hit add to render queue and start rendering. These markers also serve if you've got here, I just hit Command Z to undo that, and that will reopen back up my timeline. The markers are still there, but it just reopens back up my timeline. The other thing that you can do with markers is for YouTube chapter markers. Instead of just clicking M, you can put a title, scene, where the hell, here, marker, scene 2, they're just not much time. If you do any type of chapter markers for YouTube, we have the fastest way to categorize content, scene 3. Now check this out, because you can imagine this is the problem we're solving. You can imagine once you go through and you set up all your markers, or when you cut this up, minute 6:55 is not going to be the same as 6:55 in the end video. Right now, what you have to do is render out your new video and then watch a time cut video and then precisely find out where a start happens. Versus here, it's much easier, right? Now what happens? Now what I can do, I throw a turbo mode on it, which increases the speed by 1.5x. And because I'm doing that, all your markers would be 10% too late. I do download markers text file right here.
You can even do it normally though.
Yeah, I can do it normally too. I can totally do it normally, or I can do it right here if there's no downloads. Hit downloads markers text file right here, and check this out. So now what you have is copy paste chapter markers for YouTube. First pass, that's going to save you however long it was going to take you to edit in the first place. Everybody makes all different types of content. This is really speeds up that workflow.
Yeah.
And you can see I can also use markers to create YouTube shorts.
I haven't seen anything on your site advertising, because I've searched actually for an app or something for the ultimate way. I think you could really blow up if you market yourself as a tool for Reels and YouTube Shorts, because there's not much, there's nothing good out there, and you don't have the perfect solution right now, but you have the closest to that. Even if you could create an app that does the cutting, I think that would really give you a lot of new customer flow.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate the feedback. We'll continue to work to create an ultimate short tool, and then at the same time be the world's fastest way to cut up long video as well. Right? We're building for both ends.
Because the short thing is really that doubled my YouTube channel in the last 3 to 4 months. That's really hot now. And for ads or anything, market yourself as the tool for spending much time, make YouTube Shorts, make Reels for Instagram, TikTok.
Absolutely. Here, before Ethan, Maximilian, thank you very much for the feedback and the advice. And Ethan, before we're going to get into you next, speaking of videos here, I wanted to share with you a video. Kind of just, if you wouldn't mind, just give us your feedback. It's 45 seconds, and we'll see what you guys think.
Why no one watches an hour-long Zoom call?
So
It is because of the 5 minutes of filler words.
Final round.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So okay.
Plus 20 minutes of dead air. Nobody cares about this. Don't lose another battle. TimeBolt.
Yeah, great.
You
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's
your
fun.
marketing video complimented Doug in the first call was really, really great. Superb, I think. Really fun to watch, entertaining, quick, on point. It's you
awesome.
the genius behind it, or who does them?
yeah, Doug makes all of them.
Yeah.
He's an expert.
Great work.
And if I'm not making it's the concept. We just it's so much about, you can't just outsource your brand story, right? But then once you get the brand story honed and where direction you want to go, you can give a lot more clear instructions to a creator, making sure they're focused the right way. That particular video I did have done for us, because my brain, I'm much more a logical thinker, and it's hard, these super creative ads. You just kind of give somebody an idea. Hey, look, this is what we need to do. Make something cool and engaging around the most boring content, and then possibly gamify it, right? I think Versus has a lot of play today in today's market.
You do ads on Instagram and Facebook?
This is going to be our first one. It's very
First ad.
as you can
do,
see.
do one on Shorts or Reels next. Believe me, man. You thank me later.
That's exactly what I'm trying to figure out right now, is how do we incorporate that? We had the premiere gal on Instagram go live, and we have over 1,000. She has over 1,000 likes on the TimeBolt video that she made, and we're looking forward to taking in those. And thanks a lot for taking a look. Maximilian, is there anything else I can help?
Only thing is, if you're planning to bring also, but I don't think it's a TimeBolt thing, but that's also a necessity for Shorts, the subtitle feature, the automatically transcription thing.
Well, that's text to speech is a whole different animal, and what TimeBolt can do for you, what we do.
No, other way, speech to text.
Speech to text. What TimeBolt does is we get your timeline cut up. We get the timing put together, and then we make it very easy to go now into Premiere, which has automatic captioning, or Clip Scribe, which does the captioning with the emojis and all that kind of stuff. Those are platforms that are most suitable for.
What was the other one? Clip Scribe? I don't know that.
Clip Scribe.
And once you remove, what's amazing with the video to, what'd you say, video to text, once you have all your crap cut out of the timeline, it becomes super easy within these platforms. That it becomes much more accurate. You're not removing spaces. It becomes much more simple in these platforms to.
We have some customers who edit first in TimeBolt and then take it to Descript. That also happens because videos, they have a 1 hour video and they don't want to put that 1 hour video on Descript. Edit first in TimeBolt and then put out the rest in Descript. Even that happens.
Is that correct? What I put in chat? Clip Scribe? I never heard of
Clip
that.
Scribe.
I would recommend
Clip
Clip Scribe.
Check that out.
It's going to cut it up. It's going to put it into all the different formats and sizes that you may need for different channels. And once you get it's just such a clean process. I look forward to working with those guys, because they really did a great job making text very simple and pulling in images and stuff like that. Really.
Yeah. That's what I need also. Yeah. Thank you. I want to check that out.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hi, Ethan.
Thanks for joining us. And can you give us a little bit of background about yourself? What type of content you make and kind of what?
Yes, long-time content manager for a couple companies. Currently my 2 main clients, I work for Elegant Themes doing all their content management. They do WordPress, the Divi theme for WordPress. Right now I'm doing all of their video, mostly a lot of their editing, but a lot of their content strategies. And then I also work for a couple different companies that do gaming highlight stuff. Thegamer.com, I do a lot of their videos. They're IGN subsidiary. And then I work for a couple different esport organizations and help manage their influencers. I was a full-time YouTuber for 8 years, a YouTube partner. I was a Twitch partner, Riot Games partner for 8 years. I got sick of doing it myself. Now I manage other people's content.
I play a lot of Valorant.
I'm really good friends with a lot of the devs for Valorant.
Nice.
I
Can I get a Riot Game buddy?
Possibly, honestly, if you hit me up on
I'll
Discord,
send you
I
a
might be able
text.
to.
What's your email? I want your email, man.
It's saucymailman@gmail.com. is my email. I'll put it in here.
Just drop it in. I would love to get a Riot gun buddy.
I did all of the esports commentary for Legends of Runeterra, their card game.
Nice. Yeah.
And I was out there for the premiere and the season finale. They flew me out to LA for Arcane when that was happening.
Nice.
I do a lot with
love that
Riot
series. Arcane is such a good series.
It's really good. I'm not into League of Legends myself, but I came from the card game world because I used to be a competitive Magic the Gathering guy. I met Riot through their card games, and then I tied into the whole League of Legends world and all of that.
Nice,
I'm not
nice,
into
nice.
shooters. I'm a strategy game guy. My reflexes suck. I can't handle shooting. I think I saw I'm dead. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't handle it. I've been using TimeBolt for a bit because especially for the WordPress stuff, they're doing a lot of tutorial videos. If I'm on camera, I'll just like have my teleprompter set up. I'll film the whole thing. A 30-minute that I film, and I'm cutting it down to 8-minute tutorials. TimeBolt's been great for that because it cuts out most of the shit because I don't need it. But there's a couple weird things that I'm getting lately, and I was gonna see if you had any ideas. I'm getting, and it's not every time. It's only some of the times. My workflow is I'll import the file into TimeBolt, have it do the pass there, and then I edit in Premiere because I do a lot of motion graphics and stuff. Premiere and After Effects are where I live. The rendered audio track, I'm in between my audio cuts. I'm getting some loud popping or weird artifacting sounds, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen that before.
Have you isolated that incident where it happens, or do you have examples of?
Here, let me send you. I think this one's. Can I just throw an unlisted video in chat?
Sure. You can even share your screen and show it to us if you want. If that's
Zoom.
There's a button at the bottom of the
screen.
Zoom window where it says share sound,
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
we can.
A background gradient and a background pattern. First of all, I'm going to add a section here, and it's going to be a full width section. We'll use a full width header, and now let's style this to match our website branding. So we'll start with a title that makes sense.
Like a popping in between the cuts.
Let's find your dream home.
Okay, Quinston, when I was editing our these hour and a half long Zoom calls, it's hard to isolate because it just happens somewhere in the middle of a timeline, but I think it's the end of the time or something. And I can't tell. And I was just going to take you through it and just have you listen. You can hear a pop in the actual audio, and everything will be smooth as hell. Right, 50 cuts of all the ums and ahs and all, and it's just very nice. You don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden, and then when it pops, you can hear it pop a couple times, and then you go back and you don't know exactly why would it.
Yeah, so if we talk about sound, the reason something pops in the sound is when there is a sudden change in the level of sound itself. Let's say there is a silence, and then the level changes drastically. Maybe somebody's saying a word, and that word gets cut off, and then there's a new word which starts. That's when usually the popping happens. Now the thing is, because you're sharing your screen, maybe I'm not hearing properly, but you export this in Final Cut Pro, right? We had that file, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way in which you can open that file and show us?
Just grab the audio one.
Did you render in Premiere? But you rendered in TimeBolt, correct?
I rendered the whole thing in TimeBolt, and then I put it into Premiere and edit it there because all my video happens in Premiere because it's a ton of live motion graphics and lower thirds and all of that.
You didn't export in XML?
I don't know what that means.
Render from TimeBolt. You can import via XML. So
I don't know what that means.
What happens is when you render the video from TimeBolt, right? TimeBolt applies its own rendering methods and then re-encodes the file.
Okay.
But if you do XML, what happens is all you need to do is just put that file. It's the save file, and you put that file into Premiere Pro, and then the same video which you have recorded initially shows up in Premiere Pro. Let's do one thing. I'll just show you the method of how to do it. But you don't have to render it again in TimeBolt. What you do is just take any file in TimeBolt. Maybe you can take the same source file.
I'll just throw something.
You can open TimeBolt and throw the source into TimeBolt and let it process.
Okay, it's good.
Doug has also posted a link.
Awesome, thank you.
I can't see that the TimeBolt window. I think you have shared it screen. You can just drag it on the screen of
just something here. So then
that XML, correct.
Okay.
You click on XML, you get an XML file. Then you open Premiere. When you import the XML, it imports two files. It imports the media file and it creates the timeline. You can open the sequence. So it creates a sequence essentially. You can open that sequence, and then you'll have all your cuts in that sequence.
This is the main one, and then this is the new sequence here next to it, I guess.
Correct.
You got to start.
Can you show? Is it?
I was trying to share it. It says I'm sharing it.
Oh, you're sharing it. Yeah. I can't tell because there are too many files. I don't know which one's what.
This is the XML that I literally just grabbed in and I dragged it onto my timeline. XML.
Okay, yeah. So don't drag it on. You just open the sequence. You open the sequence. Like you double click on the icon and you open that sequence. That's the file. The sequence has a different icon. There are too many files to.
Yeah, I have a lot of shit. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So I know I have sequences here.
Is it possible for you to open a new? I just need to show you that you understand. Can you just open a new project for this demonstration? demonstration. This is a project, it's a normal project. Drop it in this part over here in the media pool. Let me tell you something. The first icon is the icon of the sequence.
Yeah.
That's the sequence that you have over here. These are the cuts made in TimeBolt. Now you don't have to render in TimeBolt and then bring it here. You can just get the XML.
That's exactly what I was doing before. I'll see if that.
There are two things. One thing is that now Doug can also explain to you how to get the best cuts in TimeBolt via the settings. There are two things. Popping can happen because of poor setting, poor cuts created in TimeBolt. That's also one of the reasons why. So if you could, Doug, can you explain to Ethan the best settings for cuts?
Yes, I was actually looking at his settings. They look pretty good. But you're doing 0.25. If you share your TimeBolt.
Yeah.
I think your decibel level is. Let's just kind of go through your settings real quick, and I'll show you.
Can you have a file which has better audio?
This was just a blank file because you just said throw something in, so I was just quickly trying to do it.
Something with talking in it. What I would do is go down in this filter below sound level. Can you try? I always recommend anywhere between -30 to -42 dB. Why don't you put that at -42? Now,
update.
Yeah, you're gonna have to update. But before we do that,
Yeah.
What I would recommend doing. You leave your remove silences longer than 0.5. With the way you're talking, you could actually probably make that 0.4. And the left padding can be much more aggressive at the point of the jump cut to jump right into the next thing, right? Mm-hmm. When you start speaking, it happens fast. There's clear delineation. But on the right padding, which is where you're trailing, where you end a sentence, you have long S, T, and P sounds. That could be at 0.15. 0.25 is, and that's really liberal, I guess you would say. Yeah.
With these, these are screen recordings showing what I'm doing on screen. I say what I'm doing and I finish what I'm doing. I need to show it visually what I'm doing. Leave a little extra padding.
Well, you need to show visually what this might be a really good use case for you then. If you try this, put 0.15. I understand what you're trying to get now. Hit silence detection settings. You've got these trailing deals where you're showing people what to do.
Yeah.
Would you say that when you're showing people what to do, it's the entire red section or it's the micro red sections? There's huge long.
Yeah, like this section right here. It's
that.
like usually like half of it.
Well, what you can do for these smaller sections, what I do is scroll down. Now you can hit fast forward silences.
Okay.
Now, what this says on the right-hand side, fast forward silences that are shorter than. Literally, if you have in between those sections, let's say 3 seconds, allow yourself 2 seconds. If any silence is 2 seconds or shorter, go ahead and put 2 right there. Now, what you're going to do is I'd increase it by 3 to 4x. You also don't have to mute it if you don't want, but it's mostly silence anyway. What you're going to go up there and look at that. Now, what this did automatically for you is instead of deleting those cuts, it sped them up. But if you needed to increase or decrease, you're gonna be seeing your mouse stroke, but it's gonna go, right? You'll see the full stroke, but it'll go. And the only way right now that you can do this, I know we just kind of showed you, well, XML actually works, and it does export XML.
Yeah, it does.
You can either render or export XML into.
Cool. We can just do that right now. We can go to XML, you go to the bottom, click on XML, it exports a file, and then you can go to Premiere and then take that file, bring it in.
That's just annoying having to. I can't share my entire screen because I have some NDA stuff I can't show.
Yeah, understood.
I brought it in and it shows the fast forward sections.
Today I'm here to answer.
That's great.
2 simple questions. First, what is?
And I think that should actually fix the popping using XML versus rendering in TimeBolt.
I would think it does because XML is much more accurate.
And since I'm editing in Premiere anyways, it makes sense.
A blog page and some interior pages.
I think that'll actually fix.
That actually make your work faster too, because you have to render and wait for it to render, right? XML
that should work well. I think I just had one other question. Is there a way? Actually, it shouldn't matter anymore. Never mind, because whenever I'd render in TimeBolt, for whatever reason, it's setting it 5 decibels lower than the actual audio file every time, and I don't know if you can control that, but I don't know if it matters.
The render in TimeBolt is not really built for advanced use cases.
Yeah.
You have to bring it. The render in TimeBolt is built directly to upload to YouTube.
Yeah.
The compression on the video is built such that it is built to share. If you want
that makes perfect sense.
So because a lot of customers that we have don't render to Premiere, they render because they want to upload a file to YouTube or they want to upload a file to a social media platform. For your use case, because you're re-editing the video again, it's best for you to use XML.
No, I think that's like exactly what I needed.
And just make sure I send a link. You can see how there's a link in that features page called Sculpt as well that goes through and shows all the specific quick keys, the SL.
Oh yeah.
And learning those quick keys, you can absolutely edit a timeline faster in TimeBolt, entirely fine tune it to where when you export XML into Premiere, cut timeline. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
time
Is
depth, right?
just cutting the main thing in here and then just bringing it into Premiere and doing all the visuals that I needed to have. But no, this should be perfect because then I already have a workable
Cut up
timeline already. That should be actually save even more time because I had the reason I was looking for your guys' product and I used it for the WordPress guys. They do a big Black Friday event every year, and we had to put out 18 videos in 2 weeks. There's no fucking way I can do this all because a lot of it's 2 full days of camera shoots, and I'm all right now I have to go edit it all. And I was able to just drop them in and just do the auto pass. I was able to do most of it in 2 days, and this is awesome. This is worth the money. Fuck it, this is amazing.
Probably charge a lot more. You can say, "Oh, me and my team are on it."
It was great because I was able to essentially because I mean I bill and it took me 2 weeks. I'm going on vacation. No, it's been really awesome. I've shared this with a couple of my other guys on my team. I don't know if they've utilized it because they're idiots, but it's great. I love it.
That's funny. There was our second. Thank you for sharing that with us, Ethan. And glad we could help. It was funny. Our second review that we ever got was this guy. They're going to make me millions, and I'm what does that even mean? You're going to make me millions? I didn't know. I had no concept 2.5 years ago when I think people still pay to cut out dead air and understand it's going to take that amount of time. But just him being able to contract that out and really increase his workflow, I think it was pretty funny. It was a legitimate. It was legitimate. I just thought it was just
exactly. It's anyone who does video knows much, especially the specific stuff I'm doing. If I'm working with gamers and stuff, cutting down their content, most of the edit is just cutting out their dead time, especially if they're streaming and want to get gameplay highlights. I'm editing based on audio graphs anyways. It's great.
For gamers, for gaming content creators, that's speed up. Silence also just it doesn't have to take out of the video, right? You can still show this. And once you kind of edit with TimeBolt, then you just start speaking based on how you're going to edit it. I think it changes.
No, it's actually it's really true because now when I'm doing these guide voiceover things, I purposely know that there's going to be where I put my mouse cues and things now have changed pretty dramatically based on how I was doing it before. I know this is going to automatically cut out here. So I want to make sure that my mouse is where it's going to be.
And have it, Maximilian and Ethan, have you checked? Have you heard about it?
I haven't messed with it, but I heard of it.
It's an extra, some extra charge.
Yes. See, this is the thing, and we're going to make this more clear. It's not there was a free translation or transcription service that's online, and we can't use that because the free stuff, it doesn't shoot down the proper cut instructions. It costs us.
Let me explain technically what that means. The way Umcheck works is it isolates each word to a particular section of the video. For example, if you have the word, let's say that word we need information about when that word is being said. With the transcription service we are using, there's AWS, it boils it down to, let's say, 1.5 seconds to 1.75 seconds. This is the duration during which that word was said. But if you use something like OpenAI, the free transcription service that they have released, they just give us the words itself as a blob. And as a sentence. They don't tell us this word is going to start between this and this section, which is why we can't use the free services, which is why we can't make this free, or else it's going to be an extra charge for us.
Sometimes I think TimeBolt already did some cut out some of my.
That is the mic strike feature, where anything that is detected which is less than currently 0.75 seconds, that is ignored, because anything less than 0.575 seconds is not intelligible. Hit on the microphone, it could be a quick snap. It's not an intelligible word or anything. That's why we have that option. Ignore detections shorter than that section is what ignores those. If you say quickly, it's less than 0.75 seconds. You ignore it.
What was the orange I was seeing there? I had to check the mailman.
Orange is the speed up section, the fast forward. If you want to fast forward a section, you can check that box over there. There are two options. Either if a cut is longer than a certain, let's say you're in a lecture hall, you're giving a lecture, and let's say 20 minutes of your lecture is just writing on the board, but you want that to be in there, but you want to speed it up, that amount of time in there, and then that every section that is according to that length will be fast forwarded.
What's interesting though also is that TimeBolt re-chunks everything up, right? Every time we keep adding a layer, whether it's taking away ums and ahs, it doesn't then leave you with 15 cuts, right? Based on words. It then re-chunks everything. Now when you're going through, it's not you have 30 cuts here, right? But you've got a few. Now you can continue to, it makes it super easy to keep cutting or turn stuff on versus having cut. Just trust the beast if you're just trying to cut based on words. This is it re-chunks it up and it cuts out all the ums and ahs. You guys, this is we look forward to actually putting numbers to this and getting into what your words per minute count is, right? Because look at how many, this is a typical 1 hour Zoom call. It's over 300 to 400 ums an hour, ums and ahs. And once you remove this, we're going to make sure to get that one put back in there. That's said 109 times. You look at this, it makes sense right here when we're having this conversation. It's not something you need to listen to on playback. When you remove this, oh, well, it's not going to be a bunch of cuts. Actually, when you read this without without those filler words in there, it makes complete sense. It's a symphony of words. If you were to isolate the ums and ahs, you were talking about 5.5 minutes of straight, not dead air, but just those 5.5 minutes per hour of video. That's how much is in it, along with an additional 25 to 30 minutes of dead air, much less all the back and forth banter you may not want to include.
Yeah.
This is, and right now we're working on making the first 5 free. We can get you hooked, and
the first 5 Umchecks will be free soon.
Yeah.
You'll really.
Who is admin? He asked if I'm in Australia.
Admin.
I think admin joins us every week.
It's not your
Probably a
admin.
competitor.
No, it's not my admin.
Great username. It's a lot of confusing.
Yeah.
No, I'm in
The
Spain.
secret moderator in the chat.
iPhone. Oh, we have another great name that is entering the fray. I think their name is iPhone
29.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna take off. That's all I needed, but I appreciate it greatly.
I'm gonna send you an email, man. I need
Yeah,
that.
please do.
Right, buddy. Yes. Thank you so
Please
much.
do.
Ethan, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.
Of course. You guys have a good one.
iPhone 29. I respect what you want to be called, and I will call you whatever you would like. Are you there? Do you have a question for us? Just kind of joining in, but they may not be on the line. Let's see. Final Cut Pro plugin. You're not allowed to come on the show and ask us for something we don't have already.
Yeah, we don't have that right now. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully
Soon. But we do have a FCP XML export option where you can export the FCP XML file, but we don't have an extension inside of Final Cut Pro yet.
What do you want this plugin to do that the XML doesn't already do?
Multicam. Oh yeah, multicam. That makes sense.
Say no more.
I did speak to Andrew that day about Final Cut Pro, but he told me that he only does the plugins for for Premiere Pro or Adobe products. Final Cut Pro plugin, we need to find someone who can build it for us. Actually,
I think Andrew, because I did, is that the information that you use from a JSON to manipulate for a plugin standardized across, and he said he thinks it would share some properties. But it's awesome you guys spoke, and I'm sure between him and the Premiere gal, we'll find somebody that can put together a Final Cut Pro plugin. And we're definitely talking with the right guys. Thanks for getting hold of him, and we certainly know that's on a
that is on the list. I mean, we are looking to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely on our to-do list. So thank you for the question. And Quinston, did you want to talk anything about? I'm just going to go ahead and send that file to Premiere. That Premiere user. What I'm looking to do is just kind of, how do I
did also. I just played that. Can you just play my response?
I don't know if anybody's going to get the
I mean, there's no context. The thing with the file is that when I ran the file, it was fine on TimeBolt, and the reason is because TimeBolt completely ignores the video and re-encodes the video. Right. Well, what happened is that there is a chunk of the video missing. The audio is still there. And we can hear the iPhone 29. There is something wrong with the file. At least I think it's corrupt. But what happens is that there is the audio is already there. But in the first 5 seconds of the video is corrupt. There's something wrong with the video, and then the video starts playing. But while the video is being corrupt, the audio is still there and audio keeps playing. In Premiere Pro, what happens is Premiere Pro ignores the first 5 seconds of the video itself, which is why there's a timing issue. The timing issue happens because the first 5 seconds of the video are ignored in Premiere Pro. TimeBolt keeps those 5 seconds, which is why there's a 3 or 4 second gap. Now, I already sent you the video of me recording the issue.
No, I got it. I'm going to share that with him. I guess on the front end. How do I get that information out to people when they are having a problem that, hey, look,
but that is not related to anybody else. This is an isolated incident.
It's an isolated issue.
It's not related to TimeBolt. It's not even a TimeBolt issue.
Totally. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the fact that the file is corrupted, it would be nice to, I guess we're kind of at the point where if it doesn't work in TimeBolt, your file's corrupted.
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I mean,
if it doesn't work in TimeBolt, your file is corrupt.
Well, we're kind of at that point.
But but that particular file, I could say with 90% certainty that is a corrupt file.
Perfect. I'll get that back to him, and I just want to make sure to kind of keep as much of that type of stuff off your plate and have to keep people from contacting us, being able to troubleshoot that on their own. I'll try and figure out how to do that. Maybe this guy will make a video about it. We'll send that to him. I don't have anything additional review at this time. And Quinton, if we could just kind of stick on.
But you could shout out the new feature page. The new feature page is there.
Oh yeah, this is our new.
Show it.
There we go. This is our new feature page. Every feature now that we have in TimeBolt tied to an index here, you can learn about every single feature. all in one place. We know we got YouTube and Instagram and our own internal software training videos. We just wanted to put everything about every feature all in one place. You're going to be able to learn how to operate. If it's got any gotchas, okay, if you're coming on, why isn't this thing running in TimeBolt with a preview? We're going to probably have a variable bit rate, variable frame rate setting, and then all the resources for each of these features figure out how to operate, hit up back to index, and you can just go through very, very quickly and figure out how to use markers, punch in, punch out. And if there are any gotchas, for example, markers do not export with XML yet. Everything links out, new pages open. You don't have to then figure out and go back. This is the fastest way that I'm aware of to get everybody on board and trained as quick as possible, because we got some very unique features, TimeBolt. We certainly think are going to save you some time. That's the shout out. That's my shout out to the new features page. Thank you, Quinston.
I think it's a great page.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us on Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. You are live with Doug and Quinston. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, get the notification bell when we go live. We're out of time. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you guys.
nice seeing you guys. Nice always hanging with you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Time.